Done up, done up, done up, done up, done up, done up, done up. Shit. Well, you don't see the logo up here in this one. I just realized that too.
Yeah, sorry, it's below it.
Yeah, you see it in this one. But this is still a Nismo. Welcome, guys, to another vlog on the channel, Third Pedal Media. I've promised it in the past. We've done some side-by-sides here and there with some cars we saw in Jay's car and we saw in my car. We've discussed the 370 Nismo Recaros. We've discussed the Juke RS Recaros. We never really had a good chance to actually sit these seats side by side and look at them, check out the difference here, check out the difference there. I've mentioned in the past that they have a OEM bottom of the 370, whereas the Jukes is mostly OEM-ish to Recaro, meaning it's a full CS or the CS bottom. But thanks to our good friend on the channel, Billy, we do have examples of it. This is a Nismo Recaro RS seat right out of a Juke as it would come out unbolted with the scaffolding. That's it right there. We'll go into that further along. And then on this side, we have what you see all the time, which is what I have in my car, the 370Z version, Nismo RS. To begin with, there's very obvious differences. One, the first obvious difference is the color. They're backwards, they're flippy floppity, some stuff like that. The color is the first and most obvious change or difference within the seats. The material composition is almost the same. We have the leather outside with the Alcantara inside. The Alcantara types are different. You can see this is a solid Alcantara when this is like a pinhole Alcantara. I wonder, do you think the pinhole one breathes or is it just a design?
I think it's
Just a design? Yeah, looking like that. Doesn't look like there are actual holes in the material. Two, the next biggest difference between the two seats are the bottoms. Huge difference, and one of the biggest things you guys need to take in consideration. I've said this in the past, I'll say it again. The reason why you need to take this consideration is because they're from different places. On this side, the Juke RS is a full CS bottom, and it has really aggressive bolsters. This one is a Nissan OEM bottom style that's a little more forgiving on those little hips of yours. Just legs, lumbar region, stuff like that. Let's take a closer look at what I mean. At this angle here, right, you'll see how tall and vertical the lumbar is on the RS version, and then on the 370Z version, it's a lot shorter and the angle is a lot wider. So it doesn't hold your legs as tight. They do have the same feel. There's the backing material out here, but they do have a lot of give to the material on either one. So on long drives or whatever, you probably won't have any sore spots or sore feelings in your legs. But that's a very obvious reason, obvious difference. It's also stupid hot right now, so there's a lot of perspiration in the forecast, so forgive me. So you'll say, but Kevan, why do we care about the different bottoms versus OEM from Nissan or OEM from Recaro? The biggest, most obvious, like I said, is feel, fit. Finish is about the same. The leather sides and stuff like that. The feel, it's a lot higher, a lot thinner, so it hugs your legs and makes your legs sit a lot closer together. Let me let Billy hold the camera and let me sit in there. I'll kind of have my pants pulled in tight, and we'll just look at the lumbar difference. So like frame my body, but we want to see the legs mostly. I won't even bring up the chicken legs. So this is the OEM, right? Oh, I forgot about that. So we see here, we have about that much fitment. The body, it hugs the shoulders and base, same, right? The chest area, the side area and stuff is about the same, but this is about the width. And here's the Jukes. See, it's a lot tighter, a lot higher, a lot more snug, a whole lot more snug. The body is about the same, but just this alone added to it adds a whole different feeling. It really does. It's really awesome. These seats are really awesome. Man. Another tidbit, guys. While I have Billy Hole on that, is if you could do this. When you get in and out, especially with the Juke RS. So Juke RS, guys, right here is really high, and you would see a lot of wear here and a lot of wear here, okay? When you get in and out of the car, you can't just drag your butt, okay? You climb in and out. So you see, I'll come in, you step in, put your butt in, right? You put your butt in and then you roll in. Because they're so high and aggressive as leather, the leather here and the leather here will wear. So if you want your seats to last forever, you climb in and you climb out, right? Getting out again, you step out, right? Way over, watch out for here, and you step out. Trust me, even you, just Google and see, there's so many seats with so much wear on these parts. So that's a PSA. Thank you, Billy. In terms of seats, I've always told people in the past, I will always recommend the 370Z versions because it's a lot comfier, it's easier on the legs. For a daily in and out the car all the time, you go and run in here, going up and down and stuff like that, it's awesome. It's bolstered enough to give you a nice planted feeling in the seat, but it's still not aggressive that it makes it a chore to get in and out of the car whenever you gotta do something. With the RS, that's a different story. So with the RS, it's a lot different. The bolster's higher, it's a little tighter, keeps your legs a little tighter, you know, might squeeze the boys a little bit. So it's a lot more aggressive. And sometimes to climb in and out of these bad boys are a bit of a pain. But in a weekend car, whew, I love them. Truth be told, I am currently looking for a set from a 510. I got a set of Evo 8 Recaros, really mint condition. But all the ultimate seat I want to get for the 510 build are a set of Nismo RSs. Other similarities of the seats are the airbags, which are pretty cool. Factory airbags. The shell, the back, everything is very similar, all the same. Because the RS and the 370, the RS was in a 4-door car, the 370 is a 2-door car. But in Sportster CS, there's an optional pull tab here to flip the seat forward, like you know in sport cars, slide it back in case anybody needing to get in the back seat. Now remember, these seats are not Nissan exclusive. Recaro makes an OEM version to their Sportster CS for companies like BMW, Ford, who else? Porsche. Porsche has a few. It's pretty cool that the OEMs work with Recaro and gets you some nice high dollar, some really nice, clean, safe racing seats. One interesting difference also, I didn't really see before, but we just saw, Billy and I was looking at it, is on the top shell. I guess we'll see like halo, roll bar part, the top head, the headrest part. If you look at the distance from the seat belt to the top of the headrest, and this is a scientific finger right here, from the seat belt to the top of the headrest is a lot shorter from the RS version. The RS version, if you look, is a lot taller. I don't know, could it be an optical illusion with the Nismo brand, but it appears to be. You have a measuring tape? Alright, so let's see. So let's do it from I don't know if that's... Yeah, let's do there, because that looks the same right there. Okay. Almost 12 inches, by 11 3/4. Yep. And then see what over here. No, it is taller. It's about a whole inch taller. That's 12 3/4. Yep. Look at that. So it was an optical illusion. So the back shell is different. We also, side by side, we also saw that how the leather on the shell is different. This leather comes over. Can you see it properly? This leather comes over here, but the leather is entirely tucked into here. Pretty cool things you don't get to see or experience or know unless they're side by side. Now we take a little small detour and look at both of them installed in Billy's Z34. 370 version, RS version. Of course, this would bolt in. That needed some modification we're going to get into further along into the video. I think I have the dome light off if you need it on. You can put it on, yeah. How to freak out a car owner in 2 seconds. Whoosh! So here, RS, Nismo on that side. You would see on the RS, there isn't the adjustable dials like the 370 version has. Right here, here's the driver's side of the 370, and there's no adjustable dials. Because once again, this is an OEM bottom. So let's go ahead, let's get these bad boys flipped over. So it'll show you the bottom and discuss what we need to install these seats in another car. So learn something else. Billy was saying, when I mentioned how the OEM bottom had that adjustment with the lumbar and the butt part, raise up the butt or raise up the legs with the lumbar. On the scaffolding on the driver's side, this adjuster here, right here, was connected to a lever that you crank, and that actually had a little bit of adjustment up and down on there. Now most of you that follow the channel, because we are subbing right now, right? Which is a good segue for saying, don't forget, hit that like, hit that sub, go throw in a comment. Let's get this algorithm moving. Let's get this video pumping, guys, all right? So now back to the bottoms. This is the juicy part of it all, where we look at the seats and how to get the seats into a different car. Like I say, OEM bottom, this is a Nissan bottom. This has nothing to do with CS. The cloth and stuff, the fabric, everything may be from Recaro, but this entire bottom is different. Now, Recaro probably still makes this bottom, but it is to OE specification. This is mostly to Nissan specification. I don't know if another. Billy people be spicy. I wonder if they'll add on the video. So, like I said, we don't know if Nissan makes this or Recaro makes for Nissan, but it's definitely not a Recaro design. In my original video, we killed like 20 drill bits drilling out. These rivets are probably made by who knows, gods know what, Thor's hammer or whatever, but they were hard as heck to drill out. If you remember in my video, I drilled that out and then I used the end points to connect to my aftermarket bracket, and that's how I got it in there. I'll leave a link in the description of the playlist of how I got these 370Z seats in my car. I'm super condensing the information, but that video really illustrates a lot on how to get those seats in. So after we got those 4 brackets off, we removed these 4 mounting points, got the aftermarket bracket on, bolted it onto the sliders because we had a top and bottom slider, and then we got it into the car. The passenger side needed a little more modification, but all these connectors plugged right up. Seatbelt connector, airbag connector, plugged right up. Because it was a car of the same generation. It's a V36 sedan and a Z34 Nismo. Same connectors, right up, everything. With Nismo Juke. Nismo Juke is a whole different ballpark. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting, but it's also a pain in the butt. Because with the Jukes, to actually get them in, you still need to spend, is it $1,000 a pair or $1,000 for one? Because you need the original Recaro bases, the CS base. With the Nissan scaffolding goes in place where the OEM CS base would bolt in. And the CS base actually gives you the universal mounting application. The CS base is what you are accustomed to bolting an aftermarket seat to, rails to, anything like that. So when you take out the scaffolding from the seat, you are just presented with the bare shell. This shell. See this mounting point here? Here, here, and here, right? Those mounting points removes the scaffolding, and all you're left with is just this shell, the CS base shell. And normally, when you purchase an aftermarket seat, that seat comes with a universal base already with it. That's already part of the purchase. Now, because this is an OEM application, these seats come with a different scaffolding because of Nissan. You have to pay extra, about on sale or something, $800 to $1,000 extra for just the bases. So that's another cost there. Then you have to add your sliders. That's another cost. And then you have to get your aftermarket base. So that's another cost. So CS seats, they're more aggressive. They cost more. They need more parts to fit in properly. They're so cool, they're still badass. One interesting tidbit we saw just now, Billy was pointing out, is that since it's the passenger side, and we know the passenger law, if it's over 75 pounds, the airbag is on. If it's under 75 pounds, it disables the passenger airbag. What we believe is a weight module that these wires, when we follow through, we actually have 4 corner weight sensors. With the OEM bottom, you didn't have to worry about that because everything was built into the bottom of the OEM. You can't see it because it's in the car. This came out from the future. We took the other one out. So now you can really see properly how to convert it over. Remember we were talking about the scaffolding, we have the 4 bolt points here. You take the scaffolding out, your bare shell. Over here, you can kind of see it. I know the aftermarket bracket, the 370Z bracket, it is in the way, but you can still see the bracket here where the bolting points bolt into the shell, right? Here is the side of the, remember this is an original Recaro part that will come with a Recaro seat if you buy the CS from them. So this is the side part here, bolts onto the bottom of the CS, and this is the full side here. Then you have the rails, and then you have, now the rails is aftermarket also. They're Sparco with Sparco bottoms. They have Planted and all different other brands. So you could choose, pick and choose what you want. But here's a good example of how it would look ready and modified to drop in your car. One extra bonus tidbit that's kind of interesting. It just depends on your personal preference. I know a lot of people is going to take out their leather seats and stuff like that, like I did. Although this past winter or two, I didn't really see or feel the loss of having heated seats. But since these are Recaro bottoms, true Recaro bottoms, you could actually go on their website, call the customer service or something, and get the part numbers to possibly put heated and cool components onto the bottom. That's kind of cool if you want to do that. It's always nice to have the extra options. But generally, those are the tidbits, summary of how to get these in. Properly safe. Do not drill and extend these factory holes. there's one locating post. A lot of people cut off. They elongate the holes and they bolt it right into whoever, wherever, whyever car they have. That is not safe. In an accident, those elongated holes could rip out, the seat could collapse, could push you and the seat, and there's some serious damage. Do not be ratchet and elongate the holes and put this in your car. The other negative to that is that in any other car but a Z, it is super low. Your visibility is cut out. Do not go halfway and just make these fit. Please, I beg of you. Just look at them again, guys. It's just beautiful. The fourth or fifth, I lost count of where I'm at. But in finishing, the best part about retrofitting these seats in your car is that you have a super clean aftermarket seat with a lot of bolstering, regardless of which way you go, which version you take. But the best part is that you don't lose any safety. No safety at all. These seats have airbags. How many aftermarket solutions have airbags? How awesome is that? So when you take and you consider the cost of these seats, look at the cost of just an aftermarket option. And then look at how much stuff you get with these seats. Look at everything, the package that comes with these seats. They're a bargain. It's just if your pocket's deep enough to pay for that bargain, you know? And guys, on those bombshells, I hope this video has been informative. I'll really like to thank Billy for his time because he was supposed to go be watching a bunch of TV, catch up with wifey. Hopefully she's not committing some serious infidelity. We do know how some of these series, some of these shows are just addictive and you just can't stop. You gotta binge. But if you love the seats, you love the comparison, put in Billy's information in the chat, in the description. Hit him a follow, drop him a note. Thank him for getting these together so we can finally actually sit down and look at them side by side, truly give you a good overview video, a good comparison video. What can I say, guys? Quality content. And on that, I can't say bombshell because that somebody has that. I can't remember who it is. But on that note, guys, thanks for following, thanks for liking, thanks for commenting. Until next time, y'all take it easy.